Hey, Dr. Lindsey here. I came in just after I planted a few more trees. September means tree planting time here in Virginia. And this little video gives you an update on a bunch of trees I planted last year, and I'll attach the video that Wendy and I did of planting some trees last year and how I discuss its similarity with hair transplantation. And then I planted a couple more trees this morning, and I'll show a few pictures of it. So pardon me while I look away at the computer and find the picture, and then I'll describe what happens in the picture, and I'll put the picture up for you. So the first picture I'm going to put up is one of the crepe myrtles I planted this morning. And when you look at it, it's essentially a three-haired graft. And just like with a hair transplant, the doctor makes the holes. I made the hole, and you can aim the hole any direction you want to, but typically with trees you aim them straight up and down. But patients frequently inquire, after I make the holes and the girls are planning to insert the hairs, how do I know which way the hairs are going to go? And the answer is because the direction of the hole dictates which direction the hair is going to go. So if you plant a hole that's aimed northwest, if you dig a hole aimed northwest and the girls are going to put a hair, and they can't put a hair to go the way that the whole vector is going to dictate where the hair, which direction the hair goes. The placer essentially place the follicle right in the holes, and the holes dictate where it's going to go. So if you look at this picture that I'm going to show, here's a three-hair graft, or a three-stalked crepe myrtle. And it is planted even with the surface, and you'll see there's some mulch piled up around the edge, and there's a little water in the hole, but you can see a little bit of the top of the root ball sticking up. And so I'll insert a picture here in a second of what our patients look like after the hair transplant. There's always a little bit of the undersurface of the skin sticking up just a little bit. Same deal with plants. If you bury that skin in people, you'll get a cyst underneath it. But if you bury the root ball in plants, and I've planted maybe 3,000 trees out in forests and land without losing very many of them. If you bury that root ball, it's going to have a big rain, and water's going to accumulate around it, and it's going to rot the root or rot the stalks. So same deal with planting trees as planting hair. Probably why I like it so much. That's picture one. Picture two is another tree that I planted this morning, and in the side you can see my all-terrain vehicle that all doctors need to have to transport their trees around. And I talked in the video that's attached to this thread. I talked last year about the quality of soil that you plant things in. If you look where we planted these trees, I mean, this is as good a soil as you can find. It's just like being on a very young, healthy person with no medical problems who has great hair. These trees are going to work whether we water them or not. Conversely, a couple of the trees that I planted last year, I planted up on a rocky hillside, and they grew well. I'll show pictures of them in a few minutes, but the quality of patient's scalp is very similar to the quality of soil that you planted. If you've got good quality soil, you have much more resilience and freedom in your planting or placement, and much more success rate. So this tree is planted down by a pond, and it's fertile soil. When I plant trees, just like when we plant hair, I'm a big believer in putting a little fertilizer in, one time only. I never fertilize anything more than once. And with humans we use PRFM. Got a couple of videos on that. And I'm convinced that for about 10 or 12 days that stuff is around in the wound field sucking in growth factors. Probably 10 or 12 days longer than PRP. And it's during that time that that fertilizer lets skinny, straggly hairs have a little bit of extra resilience and less likely to die. When we plant trees, I do the same thing. I put one little handful of superfine mulch down in the bottom of it. It's got a few vitamins and plant supplements in it, and that's all I ever do. And I've planted a couple thousand trees. Really, I almost never lose any of them, and I'm convinced that it's just that little bit of fertilizer that gets washed away with a couple of rains, but it's there for the first critical time frame. And then we just fill it up with the dirt that surrounds it, just like we use the tissue on a human scalp. That's what you got when you have. And the key is not to pull it out. You don't want a big wind to come by, or you don't want a cow to come by and push your tree the first day, and you don't want a patient to put a towel on their head the first night, like a video I recently put up. You can get those boys in the human head. If you can get those grafts to stay put and take care of them for about 12 days, it's going to work. With trees, you can buy yourself about a month without those trees getting blown over or anything bumping into them. They're going to start extending out little root fibrils, and those trees are going to make it. The picture I'm showing up now shows a close-up of the insertion site for one of the trees I planted this morning, and when you look at it, you'll see that there's a little mulch piled up around the edge, and then you'll see a little water in the middle, but you'll see that root ball sticking up just a little bit from the soil, just like I was talking about a minute ago. You do not want to bury that root ball, and the top of the root stalk, and you don't want to bury epithelium in human hair transplants. This mulch will get washed away, just like when we put hair in folks. The grafts settle down, and that crusting goes away in a week or so. So you come back in a little while, and this mulch is all gone. It's flush with the surrounding skin. And here's another tree planted this morning also, and same deal. And I'll put a picture up of a close-up of a graft with this as well, so you can see the similarities. So here's 1 year follow-up. We do 1 year follow-up on hair transplants. This is 1 year follow-up on one of the trees that Wendy and I planted last year. We planted doing the same technique, and if you look at this picture, it's a nice healthy flowering crepe myrtle, planted in good soil down by the pond. There's no more surface irregularity. That mulch is washed away, just like the crusting goes away, and this tree will grow until it gets struck by lightning, or until somebody decides to put something else there. But just like hair, will keep growing. This picture is 1 year follow-up on 2 4-stalked crepe myrtles, or 2 4-haired grafts placed towards the back, and this was placed in less good soil, but with just a little whiff of fertilizer in the bottom. And look at these 2 guys, nice happy flowering trees up on the side of a hill with a lot of rock around them. And again, a little bit of fertilizer is that safety cushion that really buys so much safety in the first couple of weeks, whether it's hair or trees. So in summary, I like to plant things, which I think is why I like doing hair transplant, and I like planting trees. The similarities are striking, and having grown up on a farm, I can tell you that hair transplant is not rocket science. It is attention to detail, liking what you do, and not screwing things up. Nature will help. Next is take a look at the video that's linked at the bottom of this, and look at how we put the trees in last year. It goes into a little more detail about placement of holes, putting fertilizer in, how we do hair transplants, and then if you have questions or this intrigues you, feel free to make an appointment and come down to the office. Wendy, I'll be glad to talk to you about either crepe myrtles or hair transplant. Thanks.